Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today for this in-depth analysis of Applied Digital Inc., ticker symbol APLD, where we will break down every detail about its stock performance, forecasts, growth potential, risks, and long-term outlook to give you a comprehensive understanding of what investors and market analysts are thinking as of March 18th, 2026. Today, Applied Digital is experiencing a highly volatile trading environment, with its stock currently hovering around the $27 to $28 range, and this volatility is being fueled by a combination of massive investments in AI data centers, strategic expansions, and concerns surrounding financial risk factors. APLD's commitment to building out its Polaris Forge 2 AI campus in North Dakota has captured the attention of the market, particularly due to its multi-billion-dollar long-term leasing contracts, which are expected to generate significant lease revenue, upwards of $16 billion over time, placing the company in a very prominent position within the data center and AI infrastructure space. These developments have led analysts to maintain a generally bullish sentiment for the company's long-term prospects, with many continuing to recommend APLD as a strong buy. Though it is important to note that the stock carries substantial execution risk, as ambitious expansion plans, reliance on high-capacity AI infrastructure, and large-scale operational projects always bring the potential for unforeseen challenges, which contributes to the observed price fluctuations and market volatility. The content provided in this video article is for informational and educational purposes only and should not be considered financial, investment, or trading advice. Applied Digital Inc., APLD, stock prices and predictions mentioned here are based on publicly available data, market trends, and forecast models, which are subject to change and may not reflect actual future performance. Investing in stocks, cryptocurrencies, or other financial instruments involves significant risk, including the potential loss of your entire investment. Always conduct your own research. Consider your financial situation and consult with a licensed financial advisor before making any investment decisions. The creators of this content are not responsible for any gains or losses incurred based on the information provided. Despite short-term pressures on the stock caused by the company's high levels of debt, the potential for equity dilution and recent strategic moves such as a significant exit from its Nvidia stake, analysts remain optimistic about the underlying fundamentals of APLD. In particular, the company's aggressive expansion in AI-focused data centers positions it as a key player in a growing and lucrative segment of the technology market, which is why some price targets set by analysts reach as high as $58, reflecting a strong long-term upside potential. In terms of immediate forecasts, Applied Digital stock is expected to remain relatively flat in the very short term, with projections for tomorrow estimating a price of approximately $27.51, representing essentially a 0.00% change from its current trading levels. Over the course of the next week, the stock is anticipated to gain modestly by about 0.96%, reaching around $27.77, reflecting slight optimism in market momentum as the company continues to advance its Polaris Forge 2 campus and secure high-value lease agreements. Looking further ahead, the longer-term outlook for APLD includes more substantial variability in price predictions, illustrating the balance of optimism and caution within the analyst community. According to various forecasts, Applied Digital stock is projected to experience a modest decline over the next year, with a one-year prediction of $24.94, which corresponds to an approximate 99.33% change from its current levels. Extending these projections even further into the future, some models suggest a potential trading range in 2030 of $21.43 to $39.92, indicating that while the stock may face periods of downward pressure, there is still significant upside potential if the company executes its strategic initiatives successfully. In the context of the overall 2026 trading year, Applied Digital stock is expected to fluctuate between $24.66 and $29.80, highlighting a relatively wide range driven by market volatility, investor sentiment, and the company's operational execution on large-scale AI data center projects. When considering more extreme long-term growth scenarios, It is important to note that reaching milestone prices such as $100, $500, or $1,000 presents a steep challenge for Applied Digital, requiring substantial percentage gains from current levels. Specifically, the stock would need to increase by approximately 263.50% to reach $100. And while our forecast algorithm suggests this could potentially occur by September 28, 2041, reaching $500 would demand a 1,717.52% gain, and $1,000 would require a staggering 3,535.04% increase, both of which are considered highly unlikely under the current projections. The maximum expected price for APLD according to our forecast is approximately $286.15 by 2050. Emphasizing that while the stock offers long-term growth opportunities, the likelihood of extreme valuations is low, making it more suitable for investors with a measured, patient approach focused on long-term infrastructure growth rather than speculative short-term gains. From a technical and strategic standpoint, Applied Digital's core focus on AI data centers, including Polaris Forge 2, provides the company with a differentiated market position that combines high-value lease revenue with technological innovation. This has attracted significant attention from institutional investors who are looking for exposure to the AI infrastructure boom while mitigating some of the risks associated with emerging technologies. Nevertheless, the company's high debt levels and potential dilution events remain important considerations for investors, as these factors can introduce short-term volatility and influence the trading range of the stock in the coming months. Market experts continue to highlight that while Applied Digital is not necessarily a perfect buy in the short term, its long-term prospects as a data center operator in an increasingly AI-driven world remain compelling, especially for those seeking exposure to companies that are strategically positioned to benefit from the ongoing technological transformation of enterprise infrastructure. In addition to these macro and strategic factors, Applied Digital's stock predictions suggest moderate near-term movements with minimal change expected on a day-to-day basis, reinforcing the notion that while volatility exists, large swings may be less frequent in the very short term. Analysts also emphasize that investors should carefully consider the balance between short-term risk and long-term reward, understanding that price targets and forecasts are subject to a wide range of influencing variables, from technological adoption rates and lease revenue realization to macroeconomic conditions, interest rates, and broader market sentiment toward the technology and AI sectors. Taken together, the combination of bullish long-term analyst sentiment, significant infrastructure investment, and potential operational challenges makes Applied Digital an interesting case study for investors who are both cautious about near-term fluctuations and optimistic about long-term value creation. Overall, the Applied Digital story is one of a high-risk, high-reward investment scenario with tremendous potential for growth driven by AI data center expansion and multi-billion-dollar lease agreements tempered by the realities of debt obligations, execution risk, and market volatility. Short-term predictions suggest flat to modest gains over days and weeks, while long-term forecasts indicate the possibility of meaningful appreciation over the next several years, provided the company executes its expansion and operational strategies successfully. Investors need to weigh the potential for a steady climb in lease revenue and market positioning against the downside risk highlighted in some of the 1-year and 10-year forecasts, ensuring a measured approach that aligns with both financial goals and risk tolerance. Applied Digital's current stock price range of $27–28 reflects this dynamic, offering an opportunity for long-term investors while also demanding careful analysis for those considering short-term trades or speculative positions. Thank you so much for sticking with us through this comprehensive breakdown of Applied Digital Inc. stock, ticker APLD. If you found this detailed analysis helpful, insightful, or even just interesting, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss updates on the latest market trends, stock forecasts, and investment insights. We truly appreciate your support and will continue bringing you detailed, high-quality coverage to help guide your investment decisions with confidence.